back because they've got to rebuild and never get back into the game, and also allows your part-time bowlers to get into the game if you so then obviously want to utilize them.
C1 stayed down. There's been a lot of bounce. It's 28 for 3. C1 stayed down. There's been a lot of bounce. It's 28 for 3.
300 টাকা মূল্যে ডাক্তারের পরামর্শ একদম ফ্রি। একটা মিসড কল দিন এই নম্বরে। করোনা ভাইরাস থেকে সুরক্ষা আর ফ্রিতে ডাক্তারের পরামর্শ শুধু লাইফ বয়ে।
রেইনবো পেইন্টস একটি আরএফএল পণ্য।
সুন্দর কুসুম চেয়ার কিনবো, তাই বিকাশ অ্যাপ দিয়া আইডিএলসি তে টাকা দিই।
Oh, there's a shout. There's a shout. There's a shout from Quinton de Kock. He thinks there's something on that. Umpire, I reckon, was about to give it wide. He's now waiting to see if they're going to go upstairs. And the clock counts down. There we go. We're going up.
Yeah, he did look like he was shaping to indicate wide, was umpire Aiden Holstock. And then I think there was more of an appeal from behind the stumps than from KG Rabada. Quinton de Kock seemed really interested.
Here we go. Here we go. Nada.
The ball passes the bat. Okay, I'm satisfied. There's no bat involved. Adrian, you can stay with your original decision of not out. Stand by. You on screen. Signal now.
Flat line, flat line, flat line. And there's the signal. He had already turned, you know, he was going to give it wide. It was that wide. Quinton de Kock will take one on the chin for that one. He's the one went up. He's the one convinced Bavuma to go upstairs. Bold. Good leave. And I was listening to Sean Pollock talking about the way guys leave on pitches that bounce quite a lot, and Mushfiqur Rahim doing it exactly right. The dismissal of Litton Das, where he's trying to get under the ball rather than above it. He too, instead of just kind of sway out the way, need to get the hands go down. And it's where he made his error.
Yeah, Mushfiqur Rahim and his trigger movement uses the crease a little bit more, goes a little bit deeper into the crease, so he allows himself a little bit more time. It's a very good technique when you're playing on the high felt on pitches with a bit more bounce. But from a South African point of view, and I'd like to bring Vernon in on this one. 29, 30 for 3, and South Africa only operating with one slip at the moment. KG is bowling a good spell. There's a second slip coming now for the new batsman, which is Yasser Ali, but at 29 for 3. Ball still quite hard. Doing a bit. Vernon?
Yeah, thanks, As. I certainly think that you do want to carry your slippers for a little bit longer, especially with the in-batter as well, because you get him out, you're really opening up the door on both ends. And by mentioning in-batter, I don't even think he's in at the moment. I think he's also trying to find his way, so you certainly want to have that attacking mindset of carrying the slips for a little bit longer, perhaps bowling these two bowlers an extra over each. I mean, if you blow them 5 down here, you'll be in deeper trouble.
I think that's exactly where I was intending to go. Mushfiqur Rahim might be the senior batsman for Bangladesh. He might be the experienced campaigner, but by no means is he settled at the crease with 8 off 19. Bit of movement there. And so you want to get the main man, or you want to get the most experienced man, you want to get rid of him as well.
I have to agree with you, As, because every so now and again you lose a slip, he gets a little outside edge, he gets away and he gets himself in. And by carrying that extra slip, you're almost putting pressure on him to make a play.
Marker in there at second slip. Subfielder, key position. He is a slipper. Nkiti, I think, is the man who's off. It's 30 for 3.
বেড়ে ওঠা সব বয়সী ছেলেমেয়েদের জন্য বসুন্ধরা নুডলস নিয়ে এলো বিনাতারের পাঠশালা। বিস্তারিত জানতে লগ ইন করুন www.bosundharanoodles.com/বিনাতারের পাঠশালা। বসুন্ধরা নুডলস, শিক্ষার সাথে।
গোলাপি নির্যাস আর ভিটামিন ই সহ নতুন লাক্স দেয় চাঁদের মতো উজ্জ্বল চেহারা। লাক্স
Tasty, tasty, orange and lemon, yummy strawberry, milk and lychee. It's the magic of Brown Lollipop, the magic of fruits.
দেয়ালটা পাকা করলাম, তাই বিকাশ অ্যাপ দিয়ে আইডিএলসিতে টাকা জমাইতেছি নিরাপদে।
And that needed to be taken. If it was, then 4 down, it's even worse a position, but in terms of South Africa, they'd be that much happier. Needed to make a statement, needed to respond to how good Bangladesh were in game one. They were so good, superior. Here's Parnell. Starts leg side. The follow-up, always important. In a fielding side, what you get is a tempo set by those that start up. And when it is set, as a change bowler, you've got to ensure when it's good, you carry it on. And that's the case here.
Absolutely, and Wayne Parnell is back into international cricket, back into the Saudi side.
The follow-up, always important. In a fielding side, what you get is a tempo set by those that start.
Once again, we saw one in the last over from the same end, from the corner drive end. Lungengidi going past the outside edge with one keeping low, possibly just hitting a crack outside or stump, and Wayne Parnell seems to have hit that same spot.
Fortunate it's not on the line of the stumps. But we have seen a few keep low as well. Tell you what, that's the last thing you need is a batter bomb.
I don't worry about batters. Ever.
Yeah, it's very important for Wayne Parnell to start well here. Real good work being done by the two opening bowlers. As you can see, it just hits the crack and stay down. Certainly makes for interesting batting a little bit later on.
You got to get the measure of it, and it doesn't generally get worse. And the grass that's on there is to kind of hold it together and try and make sure that that sort of thing doesn't happen. And there's a ground staff. I'm loath to leave too much on here because you add the bounce to that, then it becomes rather difficult for the batters.
When you've played here a few times and you've seen those cracks on a few occasions with the grass on the end of the crack, you know as a player that it plays better than it looks. But when you haven't been here that many times and you know there's going to be a bounce and you see all these cracks with the green grass on it, you know, as a batter, just looking down at the surface, sometimes you can think, oh, it's going to be a lot going on here.
Unless you wear one or two as.
Yeah, I reckon bowlers always happy turning up at the wonders. Always. Yeah, it didn't carry to fine leg. Decent start for Parnell, just the 3. 33 for 3.
আপনার চুল কখন সবচেয়ে বেশি ঘন ছিল?
যখন চুল পড়া শুরু হয়নি।
চুল পড়া চুলের ড্যামেজের লক্ষণ। ট্রাই ডাভ হেয়ার ফল রেস্কিউ। এই নিউট্রিলক্স সিরাম আর 1/4 ময়েশ্চারাইজিং মিল্ক চুলের ভেতর থেকে পুষ্টি যোগায়, চুল পড়া কমায় 98% পর্যন্ত। আনবিটেবল হেয়ার ফল প্রোটেকশনের জন্য ডাভ হেয়ার ফল রেস্কিউ।
জি আপা, এই তো আমি এখনই পাঠাচ্ছি।
এখনই সময় আমাদের সব চাওয়াগুলোকে সম্ভব করার। সাথে আছে দেশের সবচেয়ে শক্তিশালী গ্রামীণ ফোন 4G নেটওয়ার্ক। গ্রামীণ ফোন।
বিকাশে ভিসা ডেবিট কার্ড সেভ করে অ্যাড মানি করলেই
100 টাকা বোনাস।
সম্পূর্ণ মেটাল বডি এবং 8 পয়েন্ট সুপার লকে তৈরি ব্রাভো মেটাল ডোর ভিআইপি সিকিউরিটি।
As expected, KG Rabada to continue. He's got his tail up today. He's really running in hard for South Africa.
Yeah, the issue for South Africa in game number 1 is they started things okay, and yes, the plan was to be short, to make it uncomfortable for the Bangladeshi openers. They did that, but what happened is that they bided their time, and they were predominantly short actually in ODI number 1 at the start of the game. And you look at the grouping today, it's more in the length area where you'd expect that there'd be difficulty, and the bounce of the conditions would make it difficult just to defend, never mind anything else. So it's not a case of just getting out the way, it's how do you play those, and it's yielded 3 wickets as well.
Absolutely, and as a batter, when you see the ball pitched short over length, as we saw at Supersport Park in the first ODI, naturally you're playing off the back foot, you have a little bit more time to see the ball, see the bounce and let it go by, whereas when you drag forward and you get that steep bounce, that's tough.
Yeah, especially when you play against subcontinent teams as well. I always make the point that it's the bounce of a fuller length that gets them into trouble, because they've got low hands and because they trust
Low hands. I'm talking areas in terms of what the length is, where they feel they can throw the hands at the ball, where they feel they can hit through the line. And that sort of length is similar here at the Wanderers. In the subcontinent, they might drive, but here at the Wanderers, they're sort of going forward and having to defend at that. And so trying to get that balance as they try to adjust to conditions, it's very difficult.
Absolutely, Paul, and I think that's where your batting consultants become so more important, understanding the different conditions that you find yourself in, understanding the different patterns of play. At the Wanderers, we all know you've got to respect that new ball, get through the new ball phase. I think South Africa's done very well here.
Up in the air, gone! There's another bounce again! It's Rabada again!
Yeah, the extra over has worked for South Africa. Rabada into his 6th over on his last ball. Yasir Ali, he's had a great game the last one, but he's up against a fierce KG Rabada. It's the bouncer on this occasion, hands up in the air again. And that's as easy as they're going to come for Kesef Maharaj.
Look at the joy on the face there. Points, I think, to his captain. Thank you for giving me that extra over, captain. Gets his 3rd wicket now. KG Rabada has been on fire this morning. Yasir Ali's got to go for 2.
রেজা ভাই, কতদিন পর?
জাহিদ ভাবি, ট্যাক্সের ব্যাপারে আপনার পরামর্শ লাগবে।
কিন্তু রেজা ভাই, আপনি সব সময় আমাকে জাহিদ ভাবি বলে ডাকেন। আমারও কিন্তু একটা নাম আছে, সামিনা।
তোমার জন্য স্পেশাল কার্ড। এখন থেকে তুমি জাহিদ ভাবি নয়, সামিনা নামেই উজ্জ্বল হবে।
রিন আপনার কাপড়কে করে উজ্জ্বল, এবার নিজের নামকে উজ্জ্বল করুন রিন নাম করা নারীর সাথে।
নো এমএসজি মানে টেস্টিং সল্ট নেই, বাচ্চার জন্য এটাই তো বেস্ট, তাই আমার কাছে চপস্টিক ঠিক আছে।
স্বাদ ও স্বাস্থ্য রাখতে ঠিক টেস্টিং সল্ট মুক্ত চপস্টিক।
গোলাপি নির্যাস আর ভিটামিন ই সহ নতুন লাক্স দেয় চাঁদের মতো উজ্জ্বল চেহারা। লাক্স।
তোমার মামা এখন খাও চাপার জোর পাড়াও।
চঞ্চল ভাই
দেখা যাক
Parnell, good length that. Stay up there. He's still got good gas, has Wayne Parnell. Yeah, Mamadullah. Walks in, also very experienced. Look at that, 205 matches in around a long time. A best score of 128 not out. What South Africa will be happy with is they've got him in here early. This ball's still hard and new. Yeah, Rabada set the tone up at the front and got the extra over as well. And you wonder which way around it was, whether it was Bavuma who's saying, give me one more, or if it's Rabada who's saying, listen, I need one more.
Or if it's we don't have another seamer in the team, we've got two spinners to come on, so we need another seamer to bowl right now.
Yeah, fair shout. Whichever way round it is, it's worked for South Africa. Nicely done. Good length, good luck.